What's good, producers? It's Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com here with another Producer Motivation 911. Producers, today we're going to talk about whether or not you should have your beats on multiple websites to sell. Now, I'm not going to list all the websites. We already know pretty much the ones that stand out. I use SoundClick and I use My Flash Store. That has worked for me very well. I've had many other websites that I use, like Beat Brokers I use for a second, BeatStars, and I think that they all present great features and all great benefits. It just depends on what you need. Now, depending on what you value, I think different websites, they're great for different reasons. For instance, I started selling beats or trying to sell beats on a website called Rock Battle. But see, I found the benefit of Rock Battle to basically be the fact that I could battle my beats against other producers and the fact that I felt like I was kind of gaining a fan base of other producers because they were becoming fans of the battles and they were judging the battles. So that became a very dope website. However, I didn't really sell too many beats on that particular website, but it was great for the community and that was the benefit for it there. And maybe that's what you want right now. It was also great for getting honest feedback. Now, when I transitioned to SoundClick, the first website I went to was Beat Brokers. And Beat Brokers was great because it was very comprehensive. There's a lot of analytics that they go ahead and look out for you. Their chart system was pretty dope because you could really push up the charts if you made the investment. But the con of that website for me was the fact that it required so much money. And mind you, I wasn't one afraid to invest in myself. It's just I'm trying to cut that overhead as much as possible. And for me, and what my particular needs were, I eventually transitioned to My Flash Store because, man, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with My Flash Store because of the way that their layout looked. I loved everything that they presented. I loved the way it looked on my SoundClick, and I loved the fact that it was interacting with my SoundClick and not trying to take it over with banner ads and everything. It was trying to complement my SoundClick website. And also, too, they send really great marketing emails. I freaking love the emails that they send me that basically are telling me how to sell more beats. And not many of these beat websites are trying to do that. But that was what I needed. Now, what you need could be completely different. Maybe you want a website that's high in traffic, has a high concentration of artists going to it. I mean, we all want that, but maybe there's a specific type of demographic you want. And maybe a website is more trap-based and you're a trap producer. That being said, that may be the best website for you, whatever that is. Maybe you're there for the community. So if you're there for interacting with other producers, there are certain websites that are great for that. Maybe you're looking for some unlimited bandwidth. Maybe you don't want to have limitations in how many beats that you can put on a website on your free account. Maybe you don't care if it's free or not. Maybe you want to pay the maximum amount so you can have the maximum amount of space to put your track outs and your beats. And maybe you don't want to use a third-party website to put your track outs on. By all means, maybe that's the website for you. Maybe you want a website that's able to accept multiple forms of income. Maybe not just PayPal. Maybe you want the credit card and debit, and maybe you want Stripe and other gateways basically for you to get paid. And certain websites do have specific ways for you to get paid. It's just about what you actually need. I know we all want great customer service, especially if we're investing in these websites. I need to get on the phone with somebody and be like, look, my order didn't go through or something happened and I paid for some promotion and y'all are messing up right now. I need to be able to get on the phone with somebody. And with a lot of websites that I use, it really didn't have great customer service, and that was a deal breaker for me. So my advice for whether or not you need to be selling beats on every one of these websites, I don't think you do. I think that you should get familiar with all of the main ones. I think you should get familiar with the ones that are the top ones. I think you should find which one suits your needs the most. Once you find the one that suits your needs, and once you figure out your way around that website, maximize upon that. I wouldn't spread yourself out too thinly. That's another issue. What happens is you end up serving one website and you end up making sales, and another website comes up and you get sales. And what happens is you end up underserving your customers on multiple websites. And that could be a doomsday story. So I really think you should sit with the website that you feel like is most suitable to your needs and going ham on that. Really going in on the benefits of it, really going in and figuring out all the features that are available. Because the more you learn about it, the more successful you're inevitably going to be on that website. So with that said, don't miss your opportunity to master a platform where you're finding success. It's better to spend all your time within a website that you're actually seeing success in than just hoping that if you put your music in a bunch of different places, you'll get your sales. But if you have some help, or you're finding that it's really easy for you to maintain multiple websites, by all means, I wouldn't do it. Another reason why you should get familiar with all these websites, because in the unfortunate occurrence that this website shuts down and pulls a MySpace, and any of them are susceptible to it. If they pull a MySpace, you need to have options. You need to be able to send your customers somewhere in a very short period of time. So get familiar with the other websites, have a second and third choice, and prepare yourself. But even beyond having choices with the websites, your website is the most important. Your beats.com is probably the most important investment you can make. Because no matter what happens to these websites, you always have something to host your beats on and sell your beats on. I forget what book it was, but there's this philosophy that I read that he was saying most people, they want to go 1 mile wide and 1 inch deep. But in all honesty, they should be only going 1 inch wide and 1 mile deep. When it comes to these websites, try your best not to go 1 mile wide and try to be on every single website and spread yourself so thinly that you have no focus in on one. Find that one that's your one, and so you're able to build up your website and then base everything around your website. But stay focused, maximize your platform, and keep selling away. These are my thoughts. I would love to hear yours. This has been another Producer Motivation 911, Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com. Would you consider yourself an aspiring producer? Well, what if I told you I could teach you the art of production on FL Studio, the same art form that I've been working with for the last 13 years? What if I told you I can teach you that art form in less than 4 hours? Visit FLBeginnersCourse.com for more information.
Welcome to the